My name is Philippe Edmonds. I play football. You guys might know it as soccer. I play in Sweden. I've played there for 2 years now. And overall, I've been playing soccer basically my whole life. My parents kind of just took the approach of throwing both my sister and I into every activity. And so they put me into soccer, and that was the first thing I did, and that was it. The rest is history. I just kind of stuck with it. I'd say one of the hardest things to overcome was first, it's like a two-part. First was getting out of the country, finding the connections and the ability to get out of the country to advance my career. And then secondly was then once you're gone, having the strength mentally, emotionally, physically, etc. to continue pursuing what you're doing. It's not easy to leave your family, your friends, and everything you've known behind in order to pursue your dream. So managing to get through the first step, leaving, and the second step, learning about what it's like to be gone and how to do that in a healthy manner was definitely some big hurdles that I'm glad I overcame. A lot of the struggles that I had to face as an athlete came from, I guess, being in Canada. The environment is a bit difficult at times, especially for soccer, being so new in this country. It's not the same foundation or system compared to the rest of Europe and the rest of the world. And I found that was a big kind of block, an obstacle, and also injuries. In the past when I was younger, I did have my fair share of injuries. But there was a point in time where I was considering not walking away from the sport, but taking a different direction within the sport. All my life I'd been telling myself and everyone I was going to be a professional. And then after my first year abroad, I was realizing, it's tough to be away from family, friends, everything you know. And not only that, it wasn't my most successful year. So I kind of seen the challenge ahead of me and started to let the voices creep in of parents, family, friends, teachers, coaches that said, go to university. You're good enough to get your whole degree paid for. Go to university, go that route. So I almost went that route, and then suddenly I had to sit down with my life coach, and he just said, forget everything for a moment. What would make you happiest in the world? Like, what do you want and you know you want? And then after that moment forward, I never looked back, and that's actually where a lot of progress and change came from as well. So I've been at LPS for 4 to 5 years now, done 3 off seasons with them. I heard about LPS from one of my longtime friends that at the time was a hockey player and has been coming here a couple years for himself at the time, and now he's a boxer. LPS has helped him, and since joining LPS has helped me tremendously. I decided to come to LPS over other facilities because I just heard about the reputation. Originally it was for injury prevention and just getting a bit stronger and faster. And then once being here, I just seen it was like the atmosphere, the coaching, everything was more than that. It was about competing, and that's an edge that I feel other places definitely don't have. And since being at LPS, those injury worries have been left behind, and I've had the opportunity to meet like-minded people, like-minded athletes, trainers, etc., and advance with the right connections in a field or in an industry where connections really did lack in this country. My experience here has been above and beyond everywhere else I've been. Everywhere else was kind of doing fads and this and that, not really paying much attention. They're always going through the motions, whereas here, it's a community. Everyone wants you to succeed, everyone's pushing you. My durability, I haven't had injuries since joining LPS, and I've been much sharper mentally, physically prepared for everything that the game throws at me. Originally, I hadn't done much of any sort of like squatting, and I definitely didn't do any Olympic lifting. And since being here doing that, I've seen that my lower back has been so much stronger. I'm a lot faster on the pitch. I'm better in physical joules. So all of this has just made me more durable. All my injuries went away, and a better athlete overall. Where I was training before with regards to movements, it wasn't as complex or whole body. Everyone would kind of go, okay, today you're gonna do legs, and then that was it. And then the next day you're gonna do arms, for example. Whereas here, every single day it's whole body training, because obviously in a game, you're not gonna say, okay, one day I'm only gonna use my left side. No, in a game, you're using your whole body, and that's what this place has helped build me for. Dominate to me just means have the attitude, have the mentality, the fire in your gut to just want to win, want to succeed, strive for better. It's like the one word is all encompassing, the attitude of this gym and the attitude you need in order to get over all the hurdles and obstacles in your way to achieve that success. The atmosphere here at LPS is just contagious. When you're in here, you want to move weight, you want to move fast, you want to compete. Like, I'm one of the smaller guys in terms of body weight compared to other people. So I see people moving 300, 400 pounds and I'm like, oh, do you know what? I still want to do that. Or I want to have a better ratio, I want to be on the board. And it really makes you want to push yourself. And so when you're off the field or off the ice, whatever it may be, and you still push yourself and you ingrain that mentality in you, like, it's contagious, it moves you. Coaching staff feels like family. Their attention to detail and the way that they can communicate effectively how you're supposed to be training, and the way they just want to see you succeed. It might not always be rainbows and butterflies and all that, but that's the point. It's like family. You're gonna have your days, and at the end of the day, they just care. They want to see you win, and that's what really comes across. In terms of my dreams and aspirations within the sport, I really want to keep pushing, just kind of see how far I can take this. And ideally, the biggest goal would be to be able to play in a World Cup with Canada or play for the national team. Outside of the sport, when I'm done playing, I would like to get into coaching. I wanted to set up my own team and academy to be able to leverage the connections I've made in Europe over the last few years and over my playing career, and give players in Canada the opportunity through my own experiences and through the system that I also went through there in terms of academy structure, give them that opportunity here to develop and then the chance to progress their careers. A piece of advice I'd give to my younger self would be spend more time just reflecting myself upon my goals as opposed to listening to other people. A lot of times when you're younger, you look up to others to find direction, to find meaning, to listen to advice and wisdom, but that can just cloud your judgment. So I would tell myself just to stay in my lane, listen, and feel what I know is true and what I know is right for me. One piece of advice that I think I've kind of taken the most recently and is coming through is to play with passion. Too many times nowadays, you kind of get coached out of it. People want you to become a robot, but if you don't care about what you do, you're not going to get through the hard times. You're not going to do the things you need to do. It's through actually enjoying what you do and feeling that. But also, when you enjoy that much, if things don't go right, you'll feel worse. But that's okay, because that builds character. That builds that fire that we talk about, that need and want to dominate. And you can't get through all of that if you're a robot. You need those emotions.